patient advocate, you've been having hypothyroidism for some time. Can you tell me a little bit of how it began, how you ended up being diagnosed, and how you are right now?
How I discovered it was because in my early stages of work in 2019, I moved from Nairobi to Nanyuki to start working the first employment. And during that year, usually our employer gives us annual checkups, so I just went for an annual checkup for the first time ever. And the TFTs were among the tests that we were going to do. And my TSH was high to the tune of like 8. And the doctor said, oh, this is high, but as a patient, you're like, oh, the doctors can never have, I cannot be perfect. Doctors have always something to say. So I kind of ignored and went back, but now I was getting the symptoms, the tiredness, muscle weakness. I was even at some point was telling my colleague, then I was working as a walk-ins, like interaction of customers coming, getting service, and it was a walk-in. So sometimes I could forget some little details, like had memory issues. I was even like a very smart person, but I cannot remember even someone's name or even some little details. And sometimes I couldn't wake up that early. And a good thing, my colleague was really supportive. I could tell him, I'll come maybe at 9 or at 10 and he will hold it down for me. So that's how I discovered it. Then later on, I went back to the next year, that is 2020.
Wait, let me stop you there. So you're having some brain fog, you're tired. Are you having any other symptoms? That which I know now you have learned so much about thyroid. I can see you have beautiful hair, yes. For the men, this is naturally beautiful hair. This is for the purposes of this meeting. But were you having any issues, like was your hair falling off? Were you having issues just even interacting? Because I can imagine your job involves talking to people. So when you're saying you're getting frustrated, forgetting things and all, what did it do to you?
Yeah, so in terms of hair, I've never cut my hair. So I was wondering how come my hair doesn't grow long. Yeah, so there was also an issue with the hair. Mood swing was also another part. I could be just irritable out of just like I don't want anything to do with any person. So I was having this kind of mood swings, irritability, even not remembering things will make me frustrated. You know that you try to meet someone, you have a good interaction, but in the next 2 minutes you don't remember their name.
So what was your turning point? What made you say, okay, I remember I did a test, my TSH was 8, whatever that means, and then you said, I think this is the time where I now actually take things seriously. What was your turning point?
Okay, so because of the different symptoms, I was thinking, oh, maybe it's because of this new place, I should go back home, get energized, come back home. But then again, I did that for quite a while. Then when I went for the next annual checkup and the doctor said, now it's 10, I thought now this is now serious, I really need to take meds. But then again, I thought that this is just like a headache, I'll take this drug and I'll be okay. But little did I know I'll have to be taking this forever or something like that.
So were you taking the meds, sometimes not taking it? Did you start and stop? Or what was that journey like?
Yeah, and because I was in Nanyuki, there are no endocrinologists there. So I was used to move all the way to Nairobi, come and get some tests, then I go back. But I cannot be back and forth all the time. So I used to consult with the general physician, and he was like, oh, come we get the text, we do the test, I'm okay, I'm off medicine, then back into medicine, off medicine, and it was kind of frustrating me. That's why in 2021, I decided now I want to know where this came from. And I did everything, and nothing was it's not autoimmune, it's not genetic, I don't know.
So you have no family members that you're aware of who got a swelling on the neck, or have a goiter, or has been told they have thyroid disease?
No one. So even the doctors were like, oh, probably this is you had a COVID infection or a viral infection. But yeah, that's no one has anything to do with autoimmune in my family. So even it was confusing to me where did it come from up to now. But yeah.
So you've been taking medication, and this is from 2019, on and off, seriously from 2022. How are you feeling now compared to then and now?
Okay, so within that period, there was a lot of like not accepting this condition. But the moment that I said, okay, let me just hear the doctors and do as they tell me, so I started taking the medication consistently as early as 6 a.m. and whether I am going to work or not, and also just trying to check my diet, because also it's I influence one or another with our diet. And as per now, I moved from Nanyuki, and I'm kind of feeling much better in Nairobi, because I was feeling one or another. Nanyuki maybe has a problem. Either it's a water or it's the soil, because there are other even colleagues who just developed. Now for them, they kind of had some inflammation or goiter from there. So I was like, I need to change towns, and at the moment I'm feeling quite better.
You think it's changing location? I mean, that's a call to action for all the healthcare practitioners. It's something that we need to look at. Is it there are certain pockets where you could be having hypothyroidism, or is it because now you're more aware, you're taking your medicines regularly, you trust in your doctor, but knowing what you do you think that this is a condition that can only be managed by endocrinologists?
Not really. I think we should bring up on board nutritionists as well. I know we get depressed, most of us, and there was an episode of depression that I went through for a while, but even I was written like go to a psychiatrist, but I kind of ignored, and I had a friend who talked to me so well, and I kind of changed my mind, and everything was okay. So I think we can include nutritionists, yes, endocrinologists, maybe nurses, even caregivers. More research though is needed in this area.
Knowing what you do know right now, I mean, in terms of, I want to hear about the cost implications. How have you managed to manage this condition in terms of the cost implications, bearing in mind what work you do?
For me, I think I'll say I'm a believer God has been faithful. My employer has given us a very good medical cover, but it's truly expensive. You can, getting an endocrinologist, you're paying like 5,700 in some institutions. And I'm a member of TDAC, that is Thyro Disease Awareness of Kenya, and most people, we sometimes get cases where we have to fund for people to get doctors, because it's really expensive. The least you can find is either 3,000 or 2,500, so it's really costly. I think without that insurance, I don't know how it will have been. The specialist consultation is expensive, but for the medicine, I can see that's quite affordable.
What about the tests?
Even the tests, yeah, so it's in the tune of like 4,000, 5,000, thereabout. Even the scans, even generally everything. Like the time I went to my doctor and they told her, could we test everything? My ferritin, my cortisol, my antibodies. It came to the tune of almost 100. But yeah, so you can imagine if someone doesn't have insurance, that's a difficult thing.
Okay, so what would be your take home for us seated here in the room? What do you feel you need to tell us? We have all these healthcare practitioners seated across from you. This is your platform. This is the first chance you have to tell us about your disease, and we thank you for sharing your journey. But what's a take home you'd want us to do when someone is seated across from you? What would you want us to know?
So, as a member of also TDAC, that is Thyro Disease Awareness, I want you to know that there's an association of patients, hypo, even caregivers. We have support. Dr. Roslyn is also part of us, and we appreciate that. So we have that group, and usually I would like for healthcare professionals, if you could give it a discount to the consultations. That would be, even not all the time, just once in a while. Sometimes we even save money, or we share some medicines. If I don't need 50 mgs and someone is need, we share. But if we could come up maybe once in a while or twice in a year to just have like camps, to have discounts. We are also glad as TDAP, because Lancet has discounts in terms of testing. We do have that. As a member of TDAP, I'm aware of that. So if the healthcare professionals, you could come with the camps, discounts in the consultation, the tests as well. Medication, some it's affordable, yeah, but for some it's not affordable. And even I think mostly we need a listening ear. This is something that's happening within me. You might have seen this person is going through this person is going through this, but every patient is totally different. I might come here telling you this, but you tell me, oh, someone else is doing extra things, but that's not me. Everyone is experiencing it in a different way. Another thing, in the hospitals, I usually find like leaflets and brochures about hypertension, diabetes. I'm yet to see one for thyroid. I would love if they could be there. When I'm waiting for my doctor, I read about thyroid or something.
Challenge to you, all right? So I'll allow one burning question for Joanne. Be gentle. If you're nasty, I'll not allow her to answer.